Welcome, daddies. We're here, Average Bros Fantasy Football Podcast. We're talking NFL Combine, not the NFL Columbine.
Whoa,
Getting dark in the beginning of the podcast.
coming up.
Hey, listen. But yeah, we just went over the running backs in the previous episode. Now we're gonna go over the wideouts, wide receivers, baby. Maybe we'll touch on some tight ends. Are we going to?
We're not going to touch on
I'm not touching on anybody.
We're not touching any ends that are tight.
None.
Only loose wide
We're wide
receivers.
receivers.
Wide, loose receivers. Okay, baby.
Can you guys hear the steam coming from my mouth in your headphones?
I can feel it.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah,
my eyes are burning.
I'm trying to keep the mic down here because I'm sniffling. It's like,
Hey, if you're watching this, please, or if you're listening to this, follow us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe. If you're on our YouTube channel, also subscribe. Like this video. Do all that good stuff, dude. It really helps us out.
leave us a review.
Leave us a review on the Apple Podcast app. Yeah, for sure.
Even if it's a bad one, leave it.
No, don't do that.
No, don't do it.
As long as it's 5 stars.
Do it,
Put
yeah.
5 stars and
Yeah,
then you can
talk
write
that
Write
shit.
whatever you want.
Yeah. Talk that shit. Just leave 5 stars.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine. We can manage.
Yeah. So let's get started, baby.
But
Let's
I'm not
do
used
it.
to seeing you in something with color.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you mean?
Look at you, bro.
What do you mean?
Look at you.
Bro,
Anyways,
your
we can do
hoodie?
it. All right, T, let's get it. All right, what do you think? CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy one? What do you like?
See,
It's all
yeah,
different.
That's kind of been the consensus to top 2 receivers.
yeah.
You got CeeDee Lamb from Oklahoma and Jerry Jeudy from Alabama. I think I'm going to lean CeeDee Lamb here.
I mean, me too. That's my guy. But you're not wrong, though.
Yeah, you're splitting hairs at this point. You
Yeah.
know, I think both these guys are going to come in and be, studs.
Testosterone.
Testosterone's high.
Not wrong.
One thing I could just say with Judy, just maybe kind of separate. It's like, I mean, I think we touched on this last episode too. But when you're playing for like Alabama, in a powerhouse school and playing against all these other teams that are subpar, and I mean, when you got other weapons, we're going to touch on Henry Ruggs, and then what's that the guy's name, Devontae Smith.
and Devontae Smith, who's
he's
gonna be a
speedster.
first rounder
When you got
next
other
year.
players who are occupying the defenders, obviously it's going to be easier for you to play. Where I feel like CeeDee Lamb is kind of like, it's the CeeDee Lamb show, and that's it.
And they actually have another receiver that's going to be. I'm terrible. I'll try to think of his name off the top of my head, and if not, I'll Google it. But they have another receiver that's going to be. They might have 2 first rounders again next year. Actually,
Yeah.
they have another guy. He was their 4th receiver, so he didn't get much love. But it's going to be him and Devontae Smith next year. You'll see. I'll try to remember his name. But yeah, they're bringing him out right now like it's hot. So.
Yeah. So on the Messiah's big board, you got CeeDee Lamb as your one. What is it you like about CeeDee Lamb?
Man, I mean, he's pretty. I compare him to D-Hop. He's good all the way around. He's I want to say he's had two different quarterbacks, maybe 3. He had Jalen Hurts and Baker Mayfield back to back. Granted, they're both good, but he's more of a
Kyler Murray
game-
too, right?
And he had Kyle. That's the other one, Kyler. So he's had 3 different quarterbacks, but he's been good and productive every year. He was behind Marquise Brown. He was still productive this year. I want to say he had 13 touchdowns. Dude just gets it done. And what I actually like about him the most has nothing really to do with football. They were getting smacked by Clemson, and he scores a touchdown, and his team goes to celebrate, and he pushed them all off and was like, no, we're getting smacked. Like, don't celebrate,
Yeah.
which I actually like. He's just a football guy, and the coaches say that he loves pass blocking, or run blocking. He's like a physical dude.
That was
so
pretty impressive, that one right there.
yeah, he just his yards after catch is dumb. He catches everything. Judy has him on running the routes, but I mean everything else, dude he's just a baller.
He
Judy
reminded
who?
me kind of like a Julio Jones when I was
Jerry
watching
Judy.
some things.
Yeah.
That's just
Yeah,
like
because
one
he
of
can
the
high
things
point
that
that
came to me.
ball. He's just not, like I said, he's not a physical. He's not running that 4.40. He's not jumping the highest or anything like that, but he just gets it done.
I mean, there's a reason why, Baker and Kyler won, the Heisman's back-to-back years. It's because they had a guy like this, obviously Hollywood Brown too as well.
Yeah,
But,
and
when you have a guy like CeeDee Lamb who's out there throwing, catching the ball for you, it makes your job a little bit easier.
Can you imagine being Mark Andrews 2 years ago, having Hollywood Brown and CeeDee Lamb? Like, you're just like, I'm good. Like, I'll be like the 4th option.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Right.
watching some highlights right here on the screen. Mike's got some highlights going, but I mean, just shifty. The yards after the catch are impressive. And his ability to, like you said right there, high point the ball. That's
He's just, yeah. And like I said, if you just read what he's good at, like his catch radius, catches everything, like it sounds like D-Hop, because D-Hop isn't the most explosive guy either.
Yeah.
Like, he's not the fastest, but dude catches everything. And it's not because of the dreads before you get there,
It'd be
amen.
nice to see him go to like a
I was thinking in my head, I was like, you guys, you're preparing him because of dreads?
Yeah. If I had to guess right now, I would have him. I hope he doesn't go to the Jets, but yeah, I could see that happening. I hope he goes to the Colts. That would be nice. Hopefully, I've heard they're trying to get Phillip Rivers. I mean, he's kind of washed, but with a good O-line, who knows? But I was just telling AMAC, I see him, Judy, and Ruggs going top 15. Even though I'd love to see Ruggs on the Eagles, like I was telling you, but unless they trade up and get him, I think these three guys are like the top three. Like they're like in a tier of their own, and then Justin Jefferson's like right there
Yeah.
because I think he's like knocking on that door because he's good too. But
Yeah, CD Lamb, he's going to be a stud. We'd touch on Jerry Jeudy from Alabama. I mean, he's kind of like, it's like 1A, 1B right here between these two guys. Probably the most polished route runner in the draft, you'd say?
And another thing, he's been so good for so long, it's like, I feel like people are more looking to see what he's bad at than what he's good at because he's just been that guy. But he actually had a worse year this year than last year. But his last game of the year, would he have 200 receiving yards and I want to say like 2 tugs. So, but yeah, everyone who knows he's been good. And I mean, you saw the video; they played paper rock scissors to see who's going to score a touchdown. Like,
Yeah, that's so funny. That's they knew the play was going to score a touchdown, so they played paper rock scissors to see
Paper
who would
rock.
line up.
Is that how you guys really say that?
or I mean, I say paper rock scissors. If you say rock paper scissors, you're whack.
What?
I say paper rock
I
scissors.
don't even know what I say.
Rock paper scissors.
I say paper rock. Damn, I say paper rock scissors.
scissors.
Do you do? What do you say?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Ah, damn, I say paper rock scissors.
I
Do you
think I say
say?
rock, paper,
So
Sorry,
when you,
it just
Because you always have paper on you.
listen.
so
I
when
didn't
you
mean
play,
to-
do you say shoot or do you just do paper rock scissors?
do you
another
say
one.
paper rock scissors?
No,
when
I'm just
you're
saying.
playing?
No, I'm just saying. Do you do 1, 2, 3 or like 1, 2, 3 shoot?
No, rock paper scissors
shoot.
Yeah.
See, that's
See-
of course. People that say rock paper scissors obviously
I always
shoot.
ask and play. So I'm like, how are you going to lose? Shoot or no shoot?
Well, basically, Alabama had rock paper and scissors with fucking.
And lava.
with those.
Sorry,
with
I
those
didn't.
three.
I didn't
But
mean to derail it. I just.
I tried to bring it back with that, but this
guys-
is a Jerry Jeudy. Yeah, he's. They say he's like Amari Cooper with their. I mean, his route running is dumb. If you have time, go look. I guess I don't know the name of the video, but there's a dude trying to press him, and he's a yard away, and he doesn't even touch him. Literally doesn't even lay a hand on him. That's sad, but
Is it 'cause
Yeah,
of
that was
dreads?
bad coverage right there.
yeah, no, that's
That was
just he's
just-
better. He's just better than all the college guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that was embarrassing. Okay, yeah. We're just basically watching Jerry Jeudy juke
Destroy
the shit out
people.
of people. So for audio listeners, that's what's happening there.
And he's a guy who's got game speed.
Yeah. So that you guys think 1B, 1A?
Yeah, I'm just looking at one mock draft. It had Judy going to the Raiders, and then it had, who was the other one? The Lamb.
Lamb?
CD Lamb.
The Lamb going to the Broncos.
The Broncos, yeah. See, that wouldn't be bad if Lamb goes to the Broncos, and I think Ruggs does go to the Eagles. If that is the case,
I don't know if I'd like the Broncos situation because I think Sutton's pretty much established as the one, and that quarterback situation is kind of.
Drew Lock, man.
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of early on him, but it's.
I think CeeDee Lamb's a better player than Cortland Sutton. I mean, Cortland Sutton's solid. That sounds dumb, right? Because he had like 1140, like 1140 receiving yards, 1145, something like
Yeah.
that. But this dude, man, I'm not saying year one, but
I mean, I guess there is no really other threats outside of those two.
yeah. I mean, Deshaun Hamilton, who
if-
he's not that he's not panning out. They have like Tim Patrick. They have Noah Fant to stretch the field, who looked like he came on strong at the end of the year. Drew Lock has a cannon.
Number 16 finish.
Dude, bullshit, man. I'm ready to drink that beer. But so I think Henry Ruggs would fit the team better for the Broncos because he'll stretch the field and Cortland Sutton can do everything else. But they're good either way, though.
Yeah.
I mean, Jerry Jeudy, I hope he goes to the Raiders so we have him here so we can watch him, though.
Yeah.
That would be dope. Or I'll take CeeDee Lamb, too. Who gives a damn?
Yeah.
But whoever goes, that's the thing for fantasy value, though. How many targets do you think whatever wide receiver the Raiders take? He's getting at least 90 targets.
Yeah, he's relevant. I mean, who is their.
Tyrell Williams was their one. Hunter Renfro's like their chain mover slot guy, right?
Yeah.
You got Darren Waller, he's the one who needs. He's probably like, dude, please take a receiver. Like,
Seriously.
he's like, let me pop this pill and y'all take this receiver real quick. I'm not addicted. I'm good. So he's gonna be a wide receiver 2, at least.
Judy. CD Lamb and Judy are these guys. They're going to be immediate impact players. They're getting drafted because teams need them to immediately step in. And
Or like you
make
said,
plays.
you could see the Eagles possibly trading up for maybe one of these guys, which that'd be a That'd be a good move for if they go to Philly. One of those guys, that'd be a good spot.
100%.
A great spot.
They need receivers for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they need him the most. I did a list, but I think everyone who follows football knows. I mean, the Packers and the Saints all need a number 2. So do the Bills. The Bills, that's why I was telling you, T. Higgins, who's next, or even Justin Jefferson from LSU. He's the next guy after Henry Ruggs as far as talent, I would say. I mean, you see him at the national championship, ran a 4.43. But I want to say he led the nation. He had like 110 catches. So he's going to be a first-round guy. You could see him going to because the Bills need a big guy. Their tallest receiver is what? John Brown. He's like 5'10".
Yeah. I mean, we see guys like Burrow, like the reason he had such a monster year is because he had someone like Justin Jefferson out there.
And him and Jamar Chase. So it's or even T. Higgins from Clemson is good, but I mean, what do you think about Jefferson? I know you like him.
Yeah, dude. Is he predominantly a slot guy? Or?
Yeah, he is, which is wild because he's so tall, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean, kind of like top of my head, Keenan Allen is kind of like someone,
For
you know,
sure.
in a sense, just like good route runner,
Yeah.
slot guy right here. Maybe not the fastest guy in the field, but when you can make a guy miss, make a guy fall down or whatever, when you're a technician running routes, it's easier to get open when you're in the slot, obviously, too. A lot of these quarterbacks, it's easier for them to complete the ball to the slot wide receiver. So, yeah, depending on where he goes, he could be a really good guy. I mean, he could be a guy who goes to the Eagles because there's rumors they're going to get rid of Nelson Aguilar. So, maybe just slide Justin Jefferson in there with Carson Wentz. Could be a good fit there for him.
yeah, I mean, at that 4.43, I mean, the thing is, they say he's like skinny, weighs like 190, but I mean, you could put on weight. Like, you can work out, but I mean,
It's different receiver.
boy.
You're not going through holes like a running back
yeah,
is. It's
but
not.
he's a big boy, the 4.44, and he can catch.
That's not that small.
No, I mean, that's just
190?
that's just like a knack. They say he could be a big. I think it's weird that he's that tall and he's only a slot guy, but I still think he's good. I mean, he's
how
dude
tall
catches
is he?
everything. 6'3".
I mean, the slot guys are getting bigger. Cooper Kupp's like
Yeah.
6'1". I know
Yeah.
like a lot of some of these. It's kind of becoming a thing. Is these slot guys they're not like the 5, 7,
Brandon
9 guys.
Cooks.
They're starting to get a little bigger. They're like 6'1", 6'2". So they're kind of the NFL's transition.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
Juju.
I think he's gonna be good. Hopefully, he goes to like a Saints team. I think he's gonna get volume too, though, and he can be a guy that could just take over as a one later. I mean, he's 22.
Do you guys look at teams that just did really well in college? I mean, obviously, it's like you look. Okay, Joe Burrow had this crazy year with LSU. Do you think it's kind of the same thing that they just had a really good year and that might just up their stock and these guys might not end up transferring into the NFL and being worth as much? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I think it's backwards because Jamar Chase, number 1 for LSU, is going to go number 1 next year. He's better than CeeDee Lamb. They're saying he's better than CeeDee Lamb and Jerry Jeudy right now, number 1. Or this
Who
dude right
is?
here. This dude right here who just caught this ball right here. Him right there.
This is Justin Jefferson.
No, I'm talking about Jamar Chase, number 1 then. Is that
Okay.
okay? So
Yeah.
Jamar
'Cause
Chase,
this
number
isn't-
1.
yeah, we're looking at Justin Jefferson.
He's rated higher than Jefferson. He's like the number 1 guy already. They're saying he'd be the number 1 receiver if he came out this year.
I think you missed Mike's question though.
No. What I'm trying to say is Joe Burrow's so good because it's the opposite. He's got 2 guys that are like.
That's what I'm saying. Is that right?
Well, I thought you were saying. I thought you were saying, did Joe
Just
Burrow
either
make
way,
them good?
either
or-
way.
I think they make Joe Burrow better. I think, yeah.
Sure. Okay. But right. I'm
So I
kind of
guess-
asking for everything, I suppose. You know
Oh.
what I mean?
mean,
The team had such a great.
yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying
No, I
to
get
say,
what you're
Tyler?
saying.
They're
I think-
talented all the way around. They have first-round draft picks all over the field, yeah.
I think with certain positions it's a little different. Maybe like for the receivers, okay, when you're playing especially in the SEC, these are like the SEC is kind of like the bread and butter of college football. So if I'm a receiver and I'm playing against all these top notch SEC corners and I'm just like roasting them, like obviously I'm good. It doesn't matter who's throwing me the ball. Now vice versa, on the flip side, a negative could be like one reason, as a Dolphins fan, I'm really not that big on Tua, is like, okay, yeah, you are playing at Alabama. You do have all these weapons. You do have a stacked offensive line. You're playing against these subpar teams.
Right.
Is that going to transfer over into the NFL? Like, I don't know. So maybe the position is where maybe it dictates kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
sure.
you're saying you'd rather have a quarterback with not as much talent that steal balls because it makes you feel like he could do better with less?
Because, yeah, if he doesn't have, if he's...
Because
he has
most
other
likely, because then he's going to most likely end up get drafted, if he gets drafted high, by a team that's not very good, most likely, and then he's going to have to deal with less talent.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, well, I mean, Joe Burrow is lucky he's getting AJ Green and Joe Mixon and fucking and John Ross and
Yeah,
on
right.
Tate, so he's gonna be fine. He's gonna have all kinds of dudes.
just kind of like I got top of my head, be
he
like
doesn't
a
wanna go there.
Dak Prescott,
He's
you
saying he
know,
doesn't
like
even
Dak
wanna go there.
Prescott's a product of the system, you know, like I don't know if he'd be as good as on other
Right.
teams, you know.
Yeah. That's all. I was just like, you know,
I mean, Joe
thought in my
Burrow is
head.
good. Though. Joe Burrow is gonna be,
No, just these guys are good. Justin Jefferson's good.
and Randy Moss's son, I forgot.
So Justin Jefferson's your third on your list then.
Fourth.
Fourth, right
excuse me.
behind Ruggs. Henry Ruggs, he ran the fastest 40 in the combine. He ran a 4.27. He's like Tyreek Hill fast.
He's so fast. He makes fast people.
Dude, he's so.
Not fast,
Well,
not
you saw the
I
on
gotta
the
get that as a,
combine.
gotta get that as a clip.
They said he was mad that he didn't beat the record. Like,
Yeah,
I was like, damn.
he's fast.
So he's that
So-
fast. So where he's mad that
I
he
wanna
didn't
see
run
it.
fast.
He's going to
I'm
be a
pulling this
home
up.
run, deep play kind of guy.
But like I was saying, he runs every route. People think he's like a slot speed, but he's like really good, like post. Like if you go look, that's why he reminds me of Tyreek Hill because he's like a small dude, but
Henry Ruggs.
yeah, he can jump so high and he can high point it and he just
I mean, I
runs.
haven't watched him, but they did like I remember John Ross. They're like, oh, we can run a lot of routes too, but
Yeah, John Ross is just a hoe bag.
And he also has fucking.
little harsh.
Sorry, I've won back-to-back bets on John Ross and I've taken unders.
I just
so.
remember people saying that they're like, oh, he can run more routes than just the deep route.
And the crazy stat, I want to say he had 95 touches in his college career. 24 were touchdowns. So, dude, just
Does he play special teams too?
I mean, he should,
Should.
but I don't know. Yeah, but I mean, look, like he reminds me of Tyreek just because he is little, but he just jumps so fucking
He doesn't
high.
look that small. How tall is he?
He's 5'10" and a half, 5'11".
How
I
tall?
mean, you like seeing some of these contested catches, you know, him be able to win the 50-50 ball.
They have him at 6 foot, like while he's
so
playing.
crazy.
Look how little he
4'2".
is. Yeah,
That's so great. Yeah, I guess yeah.
he said, "Yeah, I can see that."
Well, no, I'm saying.
It's funny because you guys
the
say little. I'm
size.
only 5'7". We're only 5'7".
Well, I'm saying, well, obviously, when we say little, I'm talking in football size. I'm only 6'1", but yeah, look at that.
You just say that you're only 6'1".
Yeah, but that's not big for football.
Looks like he's running effortlessly. Like he didn't even try to run fast. Like this, like that was like his warm up.
And imagine having like a swing pass and you're a linebacker and it's just like you and him.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So I like it.
I mean,
Henry
he's-
Ruggs.
Yeah, I mean,
Henry Ruggs, is that man on drugs?
And I mean, imagine if he goes to like, man, I imagine him and Carson Wentz would be legit. Or that's why people like him on the Broncos because Drew Lock has a cannon for an arm, and he could just literally launch a deep ball. But
Wow, look at that.
I mean, we
2 feet in,
I mean,
college.
Dude, that was horrible.
I mean, we could have caught that one, but
He's like, hug it,
Chug it.
the third, rugged.
fuck it.
Suck it. What?
Dug it.
But yeah, no, I mean, behind Judy and Lamb, he's
Henry Ruggs. That's your
Henry
guy.
Ruggs the third. And then I mean, at 5, I would do
Because so I'm just trying to get the list out there so we can
yeah.
audibly
Throw it
be
down.
where we're at. You got CeeDee Lamb. Who was next?
C.D. Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, Henry Ruggs. We just went over him. Justin Jefferson. We kind of flip flopped
Yeah.
them. Then number 5 would be T. Higgins from Clemson.
Thank you, Tyler.
You won't. I don't know if you'll find film there because he didn't go to the combine. But I mean, just look up film.
If you look at some T. Higgins highlights, it's pretty impressive. I mean,
Yeah, he's. I mean, you could click. He's probably there. He's from Clemson. He's like a.
Hey, it's your boy T.
He's a little bigger than Jefferson. He's like a 6'4". But if you watch the national championship,
he kind of
honestly-
reminds me of. I didn't mean to cut you off,
No, you're
but like
good.
it's another Clemson receiver though, Mike Williams. You know?
Yeah.
Just another big body guy. You know, who could
Look
go
at
out
that.
there and get those 50-50 balls. I mean, 13 touchdowns last year. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
for 12, he's almost. And to me, he's like a bigger or like a more faster, athletic Alshon Jeffrey. Like because he could jump like a big dude. But when I was watching the game, I watched the game like not even trying to watch it like from fantasy, and I was like, dude, this dude is just bigger than everybody.
Yeah, no, I think he's one of my favorite players in the draft. I mean,
Do you think because last year we kind of had like the top 4 guys we had 4 really good receivers that actually did really well for their rookie year, which you haven't seen since like Odell and all them got drafted that one year. Do you think that like last year everybody's kind of hyped on all these receivers that they drafted, like DK Metcalf or Hollywood or whatnot, that this year kind of these draft prices are going to be too high to mess with? Like, do you think you know what I'm saying is like
Yeah,
every couple of years you
you're
get
saying
the
that, like,
good
this-
receiving year in the draft for like rookies, and then like it kind of just people think that's gonna be every year, and then the next year
I think
people are
slightly,
too
but I
hyped on
don't
it.
think.
Do you get what I'm trying to say though?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying because it's like whenever like a running back class has like a big rookie outbreak, the next year like people are
Yeah.
taking rookie running backs a little bit higher.
Like the Ezekiel Elliott.
Use the
and
word
then-
outbreak right now, dude. Seriously. You put that even like that.
I don't know. That's kind of a tough question. I feel like
I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're
maybe.
just,
Like,
they're-
I think it's
I'm thinking, for me, I'm gonna go probably chill out on these rookie wide receivers. just
usually
'cause
you
I
get
think-
pretty good value on rookie receivers. Usually, but I don't know.
Well,
It's-
Yeah, well, I mean,
It's kind
obviously
of
that's more of a.
it's a good thing to bring up because it is kind of tough. But like we might be like talking about this in 2 months from now, seeing these guys going like mock drafts 5th round, and we might be like, oh, I'm not touching him in the 5th round. It's way
Yeah.
too early. I'll take someone like I don't know. I'm just throwing out names. I don't know who'd be a 5th round, but
Keenan Allen.
yeah,
Devontae
no Phillip
Parker.
yeah,
Rivers.
Devontae Parker.
Of course Devontae Parker.
Like, he's a 1st round pick.
Where's fucking Devontae Parker?
Every time Dre sends me stats
He's
or
gonna
like a
probably be
video
around
on
the
a
fifth,
receiver, I'll be
sixth
like, bro, kind of reminds me of Devontae Parker.
Everybody I sent him a video of a midget, and he was like, "Dude, this reminds me of Devontae Parker." I was like, "How?" He's like, "He's mossing these people." I was like, "That's not."
Where do you
true."
think he goes? Probably 5th, 6th round.
Devontae Parker?
Probably like
yeah.
4th, 5th round, somewhere there.
Yeah.
That might be
Tyler's in
too
that draft
high.
third
That's a whole
round.
nother.
Third, yeah.
That's not,
Second.
nah.
I'll draft him in the first and trade him with you guys.
That's a whole nother.
No, but I think this wide receiver draft class is I think it's statistically it's supposed to be better than last year. I mean, there just happened to be a lot of guys that popped, but
Right.
Yeah, but do you think, like Mike was saying, do you think because last year was good, do you think it's going to raise the stock on the rookies this year?
yeah. Well, and the thing is, what
think
they
it's
say,
good.
yeah, and the longevity for receivers, like the career shelf, is way higher than running backs.
Dynasty, yeah, it's definitely.
Well, no, even in real life. I mean, running backs in real life, they're good for like 4 years. When you can if you get you a good running back or wide out, you get them for like 7. You know, if you keep them. But man, the talent level of these receivers. They're saying 30 could go in the first 3 rounds is what they said, which is nuts. I don't believe that, but I would say 20. I would say 20 go in 3 rounds.
It's a pretty deep receiving class this year, you know.
Yeah, like
One of the best, in the last 20 years.
yeah. There's actually articles if you want to go look. Fantasy Pros did it.
I think there. I mean, there's not as much situation like there is with running backs where it depends on the landing spot, but there is still some landing spot dependency with these receivers too. As well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because I mean, you still get.
There's only so many targets to go around, and if the system gears towards X, and you have someone like, let's just say the Texans are tired of fucking, their receivers not staying healthy, and they take a receiver. You have DeAndre who's going to be there, and so it's like there is dependent, like, still some situation, but it's not as bad as running backs.
No, or you can get lucky like Darius Slayton who went in like the 5th round, and then balled and had like 7 touchdowns. But yeah, I mean, these guys are. I mean, like your guy, the guy Denzel Mims, he goes to the if he gets drafted to the Packers. I know we skipped one, but I'm just saying an example. Just he's a guy who's really good. But
We could touch on Denzel Mims because you actually sent me some tape on him, and I was kind of like, I really didn't even know who he was until you sent me the tape on him, and just watching him, I was like, I did say kind of reminds me of Devontae Parker.
I was like, did you say he reminds
with
me
that?
of
no, he did.
Devontae
He did. He's like, this is Devontae Parker. I was like, of
But
course.
if you watch him, he like high points and mosses people in a sense where it's like, okay, that's kind of what Devontae Parker does. But I mean, look at that. He ran with like a 4.39 40 right there. So
Same
fast
school,
guy.
I think, too. Didn't Devontae Parker go to?
No,
Devontae Parker went to Louisville.
Louisville.
Oh,
Baylor.
same shit.
Same shit. Fucking same shit. They both had coaches that were
But if the highlight guy could get some Denzel Mims highlights on,
Yeah, my bad.
Mims. No, but yeah, he's a guy. He probably made his stock rise the most. Then I could see like a back end first. Yeah, if he goes to the Packers, I mean, look, he already wears those colors.
Sleeper Starter was the title of this video I just pulled up.
Dude, I told you, sleeper. Oh, and they just made this weird T because
Wait, what the fuck?
yeah, what is it today?
they're comparing him to DK Metcalf. It
Yeah.
looks like, but
Yeah, because I was like, wait a second, this is the Seahawks.
yeah, what? Oh, there's probably that one-handed catch on the back shoulder. Watch.
Well, yeah,
Nice
watch.
nice little
audio
stutter step
listen.
right there. Just
Very
scoot
good.
over the
What?
shoulder.
Sorry. Yeah, no, and his 3 cone was stupid. That RAS score, that the combine athletic score, he had a 9.7 out of 10. I mean, dude, he jumps. I got it right here. What is it? Fucking.
I mean, like I said,
4-4.
you know all these household names. You know the top guys we just touched on. I feel like Denzel Mims is a guy. You know, the average person's not really paying attention to unless you're a Baylor fan. You know, in a sense. So,
or an average bro.
but I think when draft season comes around, he's going to be a name that's going to be more people are going to start to pay attention to.
And I guess this is the only thing I don't know. Do they do
That's
combines?
Devontae Parker
Yeah,
in a
combine
nutshell right there.
and senior days. Because if he has a
Literally just
senior
throw it up to
day,
someone, let him catch it.
yeah, no, dude's big. That's why when I was watching him, I was like, why is he not like? He's like boo-booing on everybody, and he's so much bigger than everybody that. Yeah, he could be Devontae Parker, AJ Green type of guy who's just because he's also faster than you too, so. Like you said, he high points the ball, so Aaron Rodgers can sling that thing to him. He'd be good. He'd be a good fantasy guy. I mean, redraft league, if he goes to a team like the Packers, I mean,
Back at the first round.
oh no, I mean in dynasty for sure, but in redraft, what do you think? Like,
Oh, I'm saying
10th,
like
11th?
Packers back at the first.
Oh, back
round,
in the first round, yeah. If they take him, I mean, he'd be how many? He'd be decent. He'd be worth picking up. That's at the Senior Bowl. Literally just. That's what George Kittle did in the Super Bowl, but whatever.
Yeah. Anyways,
But no, I mean that's.
Who's the other guy? Like, you got this guy. How do you say it? Brandon.
Ayuk, yeah, man.
Actually, I was like looking. I've seen him go to the Packers in a couple of mock slate
Yeah,
first.
that would be nice too. That'll be the last guy. That'll be the top. That's the top 7. Yeah, Arizona State.
oh, sick, dude.
Oh, what
Hey, can we
up?
have a no dog in here policy, dude?
Man, come in.
All right. Hey, pups, chill.
Nobody wants my fantasy advice, huh?
Who's your top college prospect?
Samson. Nakua. Wide receiver. Utah.
His brother.
No, but yeah, he's a 4-year guy. I read a couple of things saying that he's gotten better like reviews than N'Keal Harry did last year from the same school. But
How do you pronounce this guy's name?
I mean,
Brandon
oh,
Ayuk.
you talking about what the word Brandon? Well, you never seen the word Brandon
No.
before?
Ayuk.
Ayuk.
Ayuk?
I don't
He's
know.
a receiver from Arizona State.
Yeah,
He shoots fireballs.
yeah, he's
AYU.
athlete. I mean, he's like a wide. So the good thing about him is, like we talked about last year with McLaurin, he's a big special teams guy too. So you can, with him, you can use him as a gunner, and they use him in the return game also, which is actually perfect because exactly what we're about to watch. So that's a good thing that he's what they say he's like he could be a 4-down type of guy. So that's a good way to Jordy Nelson when he first came out he started off in the return game before he kind of got started. He was like returning punts and kicks back in the day, but he can go up and get it. He's fast. He's got more game speed too. But Pac-12 not the best, but I think his game like translates, and he killed it at the combine. So.
I mean, one thing I say with him too is, Herm Edwards is the coach for Arizona State, so it'd be former NFL coach, former NFL analyst. So
Yeah.
you would like to think that he's going to incorporate, what he knows or what he's taken from the game, and instill it onto his players. So I mean, if this guy's, obviously, he's getting ready for the NFL draft, I'm pretty sure, Coach Edwards is, telling him what to do and kind of just, giving him, the best information he can to help him succeed at the next level.
Yeah, and I'm sure people still value his word as far as scouts are calling and they ask Herm Edwards. I mean, it translates. I mean, obviously it's college, but
Right.
You play to win the game.
he's going to be a back end first, or I mean, you would take him on the Dolphins in the second.
You just said
Does
that
he remind you of a
he-
Devontae Parker?
No, he doesn't.
No.
I saw some stupid mock
What
draft.
about a
Some
Preston Williams?
stupid mock draft where Miami took I think it was CD at like 17.
The Dolphins
Bro.
don't need a receiver.
No. If they,
I
but
was
imagine,
like, this guy needs to be fired.
no,
Whoever
can,
wrote
hey,
this
can you
mock draft,
imagine? What if
we have a
you-
lot of holes, and we don't need a fucking
Hey,
receiver.
don't
hey,
need a
yeah,
receiver.
you actually don't need a receiver. You guys got 2, and then you got Jaceki to run out of the slot. You're fine.
Yeah, you got Wilson and Hearns. Those guys are like decent. And you got Kevin Hart,
Jakeem Grant.
Jakeem
yeah.
Grant. Dude, he looks like it, man. The
Just to
same
tell-
height.
Just to tell jokes on a stop and go or what?
That's how he gets past him. He's like,
He wasn't ready.
no, I wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready for the stop and go. Oh Jesus! But no, I mean, yeah, top 7 dudes. We'll have a way better idea once these guys, once a draft comes next month, which we got to work on getting in there so we can do it live.
Yeah, we're gonna do that for sure.
Do a live showing. There you go. Look at that. Solid. 65, 11, 65, 1,200, 8 touchdowns. for Brandon Ayuk.
Ayuk.
It's a lot of yards for only 65 receptions.
Yeah.
Nearly 1,200 yards.
You know, he's
Kind of reminds me of Devontae Parker stats.
That's what I'm telling you, man.
Bro,
he's
that's
there.
like identical, dog.
That's like a rich man's Preston Williams, you know? Not even a poor man's. He's a better version of him.
Who's next on the Messiah's big board?
Man.
Well, you
my
big
guy who
board.
got hurt, man. LaVisca. Chenault
Is he,
Jr.
is he Russian?
No, he's a big black dude. Sorry.
Is he Russian, though?
Colorado, right?
Man,
not.
yeah, he just had core surgery. He's out 6 to 8 weeks.
So he wasn't okay.
No, he ran at the combine. He ran at like a 4.5, and they're like, "Damn, why did he run so slow?"
What's
And they're
his,
like,
it's-
"Oh,
his last name? What-
Chenault
Oh, okay. I
with an
had it
S."
backwards. Those
LaVisca?
both could have been.
I mean, those are yeah. It could
last
be like,
names.
yeah.
I thought it was a Russian last name.
That's like Pascal Siakam. Like,
Am I passing it? Where am I?
dude, you go down.
You gotta go to S. You're on E.
LaVisca.
Oh, I thought you said. I
LaVisca.
thought you said at with a C. I thought I was looking
No,
at
Chenault,
C's.
right there. You pass. Go down. Right there. Do that thing.
Dude, you fucking whistle on me? Do I look like a goddamn dog, dude?
But yeah, they were actually talking about it. They said he was the only dude at the combine who decided to wear like a loose shirt. It's like to be like, you would think he'd be more fast, and then he had like a shit 40. And then they found out that he had surgery. So, but no, he's talent wise, dude. I think, and it's hard to say because AJ Brown was so good, but he looks like almost like a bigger. I don't want to say better because AJ Green's a boss, but that's what he looks like. He looks
It's
like
like Todd Gurley right
He
here.
looks like a big.
Looks like DeAndre Hopkins.
He weighs 225. He's a big dude,
He looks pretty big.
dude. But he
Looks like Will Fuller.
But he lined up at quarterback. Wide receiver, running back. So he's versatile. That's why I wanted the Ravens to get him, because he would kill it there.
He could pull that Taysom Hill roll.
He would kill it. Yeah. He'd be a black Taysom. He'd be a Taysom Hill.
LaVisca
He
Hill.
kind of looks
I
like
love
Melvin
this guy.
Gordon.
He kind of does, dude. But bro, he's a big boy, bro. I'm telling you, watch when they give him like an end around or like a handoff, like it's wild. But he's one of those like get the ball in his hand. He's like Anquan, like he gets a rock and you're just like,
He looks
Nope.
like kind of like a lengthier Devontae Freeman.
yeah, and he's 6'2", 225. Devontae
Right.
Freeman's like 5'9".
Right. I was just saying, like, you know, the hair.
like elongated.
Yeah, like you mean just the dreads.
I don't know if you noticed, but
We're just making references to people with dreads.
I'm trying to say elongated like it wasn't about his dreads. But no, I mean he's
No, it's not about his dreads. What are you talking about?
with the rock in his hands though. He's one of my favorite guys. If he's a landing spot guy, but a lot of people have compared him to Cordero Patterson, which I think is dog shit. Which is dog shit because Cordero Patterson couldn't learn a playbook and he's half dumb, but I think this was a boss. So I don't
what
know.
are you laughing at, Anthony?
Cordell Patterson has dreads too.
But I'm saying like his size and explosiveness. Like, look, he's gonna use that running.
They
back.
just ran him in the Wildcat. Yeah.
On 4th and goal. Like, so I like him because he's like a football player. Like he'll play anywhere, and obviously he doesn't care what position he plays. So I feel if he gets
Like
the
they're
right
showing his
coaching,
40 not being very fast, but when they say game speed and just running the 40 in a straight line is different. I mean, we're seeing him catch the ball and just break away from players.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And at his speed, like he could be.
He's outrunning
look,
safeties.
he
He's
just caught
outrunning
it as a running
corners,
back.
yeah.
Look, he just caught it out of the fucking Wildcat, dude.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook had a bad 40, but you see him breaking away from him.
Dog, seriously. You're fucking ass.
That's why he dropped.
Oh god.
Oh fuck!
You guys are idiots, man. That was good. That was good.
All right, I'm done.
I hope that cuts his hair tomorrow. but yeah, you get the rock in his hands. I like him. Or if he goes one of those kind of, oh my god.
What do you think of him? Second
like-
round guy?
Now he is. I would have seen. I thought he was going to go in the first round before he got hurt. But he's almost like.
What are they projecting? How many receivers in the first 2 rounds?
Well, McShay had 7 going in the first.
7.
I think 5, 6 at the most go in the first.
You're looking at almost like 15 receivers in a sense. 12 to 15.
Well, think about it this way.
receivers
You're
in
going to
the
have
first round.
Judy. You're going to have CeeDee Lamb. You're going to have Ruggs. You'll have Jefferson, T. Higgins, and maybe Mims go in the first round. And everyone loves Jalen Reagor, who I have next because he had like his vertical was like 42.5.
Was
He's super
Jalen
fast.
Reagor from
TCU?
TCU, okay.
But he was a product. He had a terrible quarterback. I think he had like 6 touchdowns last year. But the year before, he balled. But he had a good combine. a lot of teams like him, like are a lot of like scouts. I'm not that big on him. I read that his route tree is like boo-boo. I have like a clip of it. It said he has no idea how to run a route tree, like his route tree. So,
Well,
you know, it's
this guy doesn't look like Melvin Gordon at all.
yeah.
Jalen Reagor. Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to find it where it said that.
No, you good. I mean, you said it already. Like, you don't have to look it up.
No, it was like a scout. It was like verbatim from a scout, and it was like really embarrassing. Like what he said. He like. That's it right here. It says Reagor is a speed demon who's a true home run hitter with mismatched speed. The ultra fast Reagor can take the top off a defense and is a threat to score anytime he touches a ball. He's a true speed demon who's similar to Deshaun Jackson and Marquise Hollywood Brown or Will Fuller. Team sources, ready? Team sources say that Reagor has no clue how to run a route and will need to be coached up on that. But his game-breaking speed is hard to find.
How do you not know how to run
He
a
has
route?
no
that's
clue
not a good
how to run a route.
That's not a
He's
good-
been in college for 3 years, my guy. But he is lightning fast. You watch him, it pops. But how do you not?
This is kind of like off the top of my head. It's super random though, but I remember talking to one guy. He was a former corner in the NFL, and he was talking about he used to play on the Colts with Marvin Harrison, and he was, obviously Marvin Harrison, Hall of Famer.
Not the most athletic guy though.
Yeah, but he was saying how Marvin Harrison never truly ran a route. Like he would just be like, "I'm gonna be in this area of the field."
Because he can find like the soft spots in the zone type of thing.
Yeah, so like, but he was like, he's like Marvin Harrison was not a good route runner. He actually didn't even run routes. He would just get open.
Yeah, so that's like football IQ though.
Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully he's that. But when I read that, I was like, how do you have no clue? Remember we were just talking about this too. It's like, how do you not know how to run a
Like,
run
how do you-
hitch, or like how do you not know how to come back to the sideline? Like you've been in college for 3 years.
Or like, how about you play high school, college, and not even.
And look, granted, we're not obviously college athletes, and if you're in a system that runs like quick go routes or like screens, practice on your own time.
Yeah.
Fucking.
No, I don't like it.
How you gonna
I
have
don't like
how you gonna have a coach that says you have no clue how to run a route and will need to be coached? You are his coach.
I'm not drafting
You're his
this guy.
coach. Why didn't you coach him on that shit? Fuck. Whatever, but
You're making solid points here.
like, hey, I did my best. He's gonna need to get coached up on routes. I fucking sucked at it. But I mean, yeah, his speed.
I taught him how to be fast though.
I was coaching Pee Wee, and then this kind of happened, and wasn't really ready for it.
I've read.
I wonder if he means just like he doesn't have crisp routes, or because I mean, how do you not know how to run?
no clue. I didn't make.
Hey,
that
run a
up.
slant. Who?
Oh, what?
Who's slant?
That's what that is.
What that slant?
What that is.
What that slant?
But it says
Cornerback named Slant.
And this is another reason why he dropped
That's slant.
it. He was projected to run it said right here he's projected to run a 40 under 4.3 and he ran a 4.6. So
Maybe he
So he's not really a
maybe,
demon.
Maybe he had the flu, or
maybe he didn't give a shit, right? But
maybe he had the
Maybe he didn't
Michelob Ultra
know
virus.
on the 40 what route to run.
yeah, exactly. What do you run here? You run a fly route. What's that?
What's that?
What that is. So, but for
Like, stop
everyone-
running slants. Just go straight.
But if you aren't listening, go watch Jalen Reagor's 2018 instead of 2019 because you'll see more highlights because his quarterback was boo boo. So, but either way, you can see he is good and he's gonna go for sure in the top 2 rounds. But
He's got less hair, so maybe that will help his speed.
maybe or his route running. But
How terrible of an
he is a
insight
guy
is
that I'm not big on, but hopefully he does well. I mean, I'm not gonna hope anybody does shitty, but
No, it's good to know though. It's
Unless they're on the
good
Patriots,
thing to
yeah.
mention.
yeah, he's people seem to like him a lot. Like I said, last year I wasn't big on Deebo Samuel. Like I told T, he was always hurt. I was like, nah.
I love Debo Samuel this year going forward.
Can't be right every time.
He's one of my favorite. he's
When
one
they
of my
drafted
favorite-
him, I was like, what
my
the
early
fuck?
favorite
Hey, Dre,
players.
Yeah.
Make sure you're talking the audio technical part. I think you're talking in the middle of it.
What that is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a seam route.
Oh my bad. I was running a
No, you get you good. I don't know. It just
sorry.
you're good.
All right, next guy here. What is it? KJ Hamler.
Kane J. Hamler. Dude, hey, you want to go see?
The Hamburger.
Bro, hey, he's 5'8", weighs 170 pounds, and he did 225 15 times. The man.
From Penn State, right?
I'll tell you right now, I look at him, I think of a little Hollywood. Oh,
I thought you were gonna say
That's the title of the video.
Suck my
Hollywood
dick.
Brown.
I haven't even seen this. That's what he looks like, though.
Mike pulls up a video. It says Hollywood
Brown
2.0.
2.0.
As Andre says,
saying-
he reminds him of Hollywood Brown.
It's what he's a redshirt sophomore, which is good too. So he's still kind of young, but dude just is lightning fast. Look, dude is gonna burn these guys. It doesn't matter.
Well, right.
He does look pretty little out there, but
And the thing about him, he actually popped as a freshman. I don't know his numbers like off the top of my head, but he contributed early, so which is another good thing. His size is the only thing I didn't like. But when I saw him do that 225 15 times, he was just pumping that shit out. I was like, okay.
Well, it's because he has alligator arms.
Yeah. But I mean, he was still
I'm
like
just
top.
kidding.
I mean, you're right. He does have shorter arms, but fuck, he was out there doing his thing. I see him going in the second round. Like these first, like, honestly, man, probably 12 guys I could see going the first 2 rounds, with KJ Hamler being 10. But no, yeah, he's now how the slot game is, he's like a super quick, like twitchy guy, and he's like strong physical enough to break the press, which is like one thing that they always like say receivers are gonna have trouble doing, like breaking the press. But he doesn't have dreads, AMEC, so we can't compare him to anything crazy. But he's a savage though. I like him, little guy, but at
Little
10,
guy.
strong. He didn't run. He didn't do all the things at the combine. He didn't. I don't even think he didn't do a 40 or a vertical. But I mean, just watching the film, dude he's a burner for sure.
What about your guy Chase Claypool? You were just talking about him before we got on.
I like that name.
You're actually saying he had the highest
RAS score in the combine. He had
He
a
had a
perfect 10.
perfect 10 out of 10.
Man, I'm actually curious because they said they still might move him to tight end. Like they're saying some teams still might want him to be a tight end. But bro, when you watch him run this, look how smooth that is.
I mean, he does look kind of big.
Yeah, dog. He's 6'4". So the stat I told you, I'll say he's the
I
second.
mean, is he good?
He's the
blocking?
only player since Calvin Johnson to be 6'4", 240 and run a 4.4. So the company's good, but man, to move, I would keep him at receiver. But I mean, if you really want to run him at tight end, he'd be a beast. If he goes at tight end, I would assume he's a first tight end taken.
But yeah, you
We'll
have
talk
these,
about that
these
later.
tight ends nowadays where they're predominantly pass catchers more than actual like tight ends. I feel
Gesicki,
like,
for example.
yeah, Gesicki's a good example.
For example, or you got like a Noah Fant who ran a
His
4.4.
coach was like, "You."
But I mean,
that
he
was
looks,
a tight end run right there.
That's for sure.
He looks like a
route.
tight end out
Yeah,
there.
he does look like a tight end, but
Kind of reminds me of
Look at
Jordan
that!
Reed.
Oh my god!
Kind of reminds me of Jordan Reed.
bro, and mind you,
Maybe he'll get drafted by. The
he ran a
Steelers.
4.4
tight
40.
end.
He had 40.5-inch vertical.
I mean, that's a receiver route. Right there.
But I mean, I could definitely see him being bigger than a fucking safety running a seam route and mossing you because he jumps 40 inches. So yeah, his
He's already
athletics,
and he's 6'4".
and he's 6'4". Yeah, I mean, look, he's lining up on the
I mean,
outside.
he could. It seems like. I mean, what? How tall
He's
is
just a mismatched
It's
nightmare.
not even fair.
It's like Mike Williams. How tall is Julio
I think
Jones?
Mike was
and
taller.
stuff?
Mike was like 6'5",
6'5" is Julio's what, like 6'3", 6'4"? He's around the same size.
He's around the same size as Julio, and he plays on the outside.
And he's
he
fat-
looks. He looks
and
a
he's
little
f-
thicker than Julio Jones.
and
though.
he's faster than Julio Jones.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, he ran a
Yeah, but he's got more hair than Julio Jones. So.
Yeah, that's
true.
So
True. Actually, he has dreads. Julio had dreads in college. Look at him. Get some little dreadies.
Julio looks like he's got the smallest head.
But I mean, he does look like a tight end. But look at that.
It's like the second time we said that, I just start
I
laughing.
know. I've definitely said it in the podcast.
See, a
before.
landing spot for him, he could be like an immediate guy. But I mean, look at him. Yeah.
I mean, it kind of reminds
really
me
doesn't
of
remind me of Jordan
Devontae
Reed.
Parker right there,
I was
jumping
gonna
up,
say,
high point in the ball.
Man, Devontae Parker, bro. I'll tell you what. I mean, he was a big guy coming out of college, though. He went with like 14 or something.
I mean, but look at that. That's like, but like you said, no, all jokes aside, but I mean, just look how big he is compared to the corner
Yeah,
in
like
this highlight we're
his
watching
position,
here. And just,
his positioning on that play was actually not good. Like it seemed like he was like behind. It seemed like the guy was kind of in front of the ball.
For sure.
but he's like boxing him out.
You know what I'm
almost,
saying?
so
But he had
can't
the
jump
size
up,
that
yeah.
he could just block. Yeah, like you said. Yeah.
So at him and Mims are probably the biggest winners. But I mean, he has a size already that's going to translate. Like, he weighs 240 already.
So where do you have him on your list, Jay? We're talking about Chase Claypool. If you guys lost track of who we're talking about,
11.
11.
I think you'd have to move him up after this.
Yeah,
I
I know.
know. Honestly, if I really could, I would switch him and Jalen Rager.
I mean,
I would just
you
flip flop
can.
him. I mean, that's
It's
what I
your
would do.
list.
I mean, I'm saying, like, if I'm talking about looking at it now, like, I like everything else, like, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Wish I could, but I already made the list.
Well, this pen doesn't have eraser, bro. Fucking A. But yeah, probably just because I don't like him like that. But yeah. But 11 is still getting you in the fucking second round. So, I mean.
Oh shit, that's funny.
But like I said, if someone takes him as a tight end, like you know who I could see, the Falcons, because they're
Is he good blocking? Like, is he?
Yeah, well, the Falcons are trying to get rid of Hooper. They're saying that, the Packers are trying to get him.
They can't afford him.
Yeah, so imagine him in the second round as a tight end.
Yeah,
so the
that'd be a good
Falcons
one.
would be nuts.
Yeah, because what with the Packers? What's going on with Jimmy Graham over there?
Well, he
just
sucks.
He's probably younger than me, and I'm like, he's old.
He's for sure older than you.
He's
What?
probably younger. He's probably
For
30.
sure younger than me.
Jimmy Graham?
Yeah.
He's probably 31.
34, how old are you? 34?
All right, you guys
33.
want to bet on
It's
it?
close.
What do you
So I
guys
think
say?
they're gonna be the same
How old
age.
is
It's gonna
Jimmy
come up to the
He's
birthday.
younger.
What's how old?
I'm
is he?
33.
He's
No,
30,
no,
he's
how old-
33.
He's 33.
I said it's gonna come up to the
Two years
birthday.
older, though.
It's gonna come up to the birthday.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham turns
Oh,
34 on November. Thanksgiving. He should give thanks.
You're
Fucking be
literally,
better.
literally 2 months old.
2 months, yeah.
he's 2 months younger.
Damn. Hey, you know what's crazy, Doug? You're almost as old as.
I think
Greg
you're
Olsen.
faster than him at this point.
Greg Olson's like, I feel like he's 80 years
Oh,
old.
for sure faster than Jimmy Graham.
Watch Jimmy Graham here. This would be like, fuck that kid.
He's 34.
Dude, Jimmy Graham, if you're out there, I challenge you to a foot race. I'm for sure
Yeah.
faster than you.
You're not faster
Jimmy
than
Graham?
Jimmy Graham.
For Jimmy Graham, for sure I'm faster than Jimmy Graham.
I'm trying to think of who I can be. Let me see what O lineman. Let me look.
Jimmy
Can I
Graham,
jump-
Jimmy
can I-
Graham won't race
Can
you.
I jump as high as him? No. Can I dunk? No.
Friday cheese curds, wide out show at Combine for Packers.
What?
I mean, he did look pretty
I pulled
slow on the
up
field last year.
Jimmy Graham
mean,
40-yard dash and
Bro,
and
that 365 O lineman per weight. Oh, I don't know.
That was fresh Jimmy Graham out of
yeah,
college.
Jimmy Graham ain't no running no 4.56
Dude,
right
last
now.
year, that was like a-
hell no. That's a 4.86.
Flip that 5 and that 4, and that's probably what he runs now.
Pre-patellar tendon.
A 5.46.
tear.
6.
Bro, hey, honestly, you know who I know I could beat in a race right now? Straight up, Jason Witten. Dude catches a ball. It takes him. He's like a Fiat 500 going uphill.
Aaron Rodgers ran a 4.7.
Jason Witten, I would love to see his 40 out of college.
4.55.
Get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
that was in 2003.
Bruh.
yeah, he was like
it's almost 20 years ago.
like 100 pounds lighter.
Not a shot. He runs a 4.55 right
Nah,
now.
I for sure had to probably run something like that.
What?
Jason Witten?
That was in 2003.
Oh, in 2003, yeah.
Not
Bruh.
now, no.
What's
You
his?
know-
What's his? Can you look up his next gen stats time?
You know for sure I'm
His
faster than
20-yard
him?
split is like 5
Mike.
seconds.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure.
For sure faster than Mike.
Me,
Oh, for sure.
I'm the fastest one who's ever lived. We still need a race, dude.
Well, no one's faster than Tony Romo running to that money. I'll tell you that. Ain't nobody faster than Tony Romo running to that 17 million. Getting 170 million for 10 years. Fuck out of here.
That's crazy.
Next
do that.
gen stats,
Good for
Jason
him.
Witten.
It took him 15 seconds to run a slant route. Where? Let me see.
Max speed 4 miles an hour.
This is totally derailed to how fast is Jason Witten.
Let's just say Chase Claypool could probably backpedal faster than Jason Witten can run right now.
You know what I'm doing?
Who are a couple other guys you just want to touch on? And you got a couple more on your list. but
Michael Pittman. Actually,
from USC.
if I had to do a top 3 helping, he would be up there. Him and someone else we'll talk about. Actually, the guy below him. But yeah, no, Michael Pittman. His dad was in the NFL, if you remember. He was on that Bucks team in 02. Obviously, his dad's name was Michael Pittman. Obviously. He's Michael Pittman Jr., but no, so his dad was a running back, actually, but went to USC. I read a crazy stat. He only dropped like 6 balls.
He was in the Bucks, right?
Yeah, on the Bucks.
I remember.
He only dropped like 6 balls in college. He had like 100 catches this past year. But dude ran a 4.52. He weighs like, he's almost like a T. Higgins if you watch.
Your boy T.
He's not as fast, I don't think, but as far as his size and the way he like plays, he's right around the same. But what was
Ooh,
crazy?
USC, like my boy.
6'4", 223. Yeah, I'm a USC fan.
I low-key hope T. Higgins is
Fight me.
relevant.
But what was crazy is at that weight, he had a under 7-second 3-cone.
Looks like a skinny little bitch.
He ran a 6.96 3-cone, which if you look like a
Probably towers over you, Mike.
I know.
like underneath, yeah, right underneath the 7
Mike's
second.
kinda tall.
Yeah, how old are you? 6'1"?
I'm like 6'4", dude.
You're a fucking liar.
You're 6'4",
I'm
220.
6'1". Fucking liar.
Nah, I'm like right at 6 foot.
But no, he's like a sure-handed big dude. So the Bills do need an O lineman. So I could see them if they don't take a big guy in the first. I could see him going O line in the first and then taking him in the second because
see that juke, dude?
he is still a
That's-
big dude. But like I said, a 6'9", 6'3" cone being 225, 6'4" is really good.
What did you just say?
3-cone?
I don't know. I heard a lot of
The
names.
He
Deuce
said-
Staley.
He's at a 6'9",
3-cone
dude,
drill.
4 core, 3-cone drill.
3-cone drill, yeah. Well, so if for those who don't know about it,
No,
I'm
I
not gonna
know.
act like I know everything about it. But
Let me
under
guess there's 3 cones
no,
involved.
but under 7 seconds is like really good. It's like wow type of thing, and he did it being that big. That's it. Can I do it? No, I'd probably do like a 9-second 3-cone.
I think he could be a good like later round pick for a team. Michael Pittman.
Yeah, he's going. I don't see him going out of the second. Maybe early third, like the first 15 picks.
So if
but
he goes like the third round, it could be like a guy who gets drafted in the third round, but he comes like an impact player right away for the team.
yeah, no, for sure. That's why the Bills would be. If he goes to the Bills, or if the Eagles take him in the second, like say they don't want to say they miss out on like a Ruggs or something. He's like one of those guys where he could be a steal where you get him at just because there's so many good other guys.
Yeah.
It really has nothing to do with him. It's just that there's other dudes that are just younger because he is a senior, so they look at age. But I mean,
Kind of reminds me of like a Mike Evans. Just kind of
Yeah.
a quick glance. I know.
it's Devontae. Let me get. Why can't he be like a?
That's what I was just say.
If you would have said Devontae Parker, Doc, I would have.
Nah, not at all. He doesn't remind me of Devontae. Like
No.
Mike Evans. No,
Looks
no,
like
no,
a
he
Juju
is-
Smith-Schuster.
And he's like he's
Is it
fluid.
because of the skin tone?
Like if he didn't know how big he was watching it, you wouldn't.
big,
You know what I
big
mean?
guy. You know, he's kind of.
He's like kind of light skin.
Yeah, he moves well for
Light
his
skin.
size.
No dreads.
No
dreads,
tattoos.
no.
Not
does he?
yet.
Not
Mike
yet,
Evans
not
has
yet.
not
Good
yet.
tattoos.
Yeah.
Not yet. He's about to be blasted.
Well, like
for the
imagine,
first year.
if the Texans take him in the second round, like him and D Hop would be solid.
Yeah.
Because I think he just his dad being in the NFL alone, I feel like is just good to
good
have. Just
stock.
good to have. Of course,
Bloodline.
you're better off than obviously not having a dad in the NFL. Duh. No shit. But I think
sure.
that's gonna benefit him for sure, and I think he'll have a solid career. He'd be
Michael Pittman is who we're talking
if
about.
you're looking for dynasty, I'm thinking no more than like 2-8. There's only 4 rounds, so for those of you who don't know, so 2-8
Pretty
second
specific.
round. I mean, fuck, I don't see it going further than that unless you're like in a 2 quarterback league. 2 quarterback leagues, Burrow and 2 are going 1 and 2. Duh. But if you're not, yeah, with just it being such a deep class, I think if he came out last year, he would be right behind he would have gone before like Paris Campbell, like he was like up there like after DK, he would have been in that area.
Right.
But
Interesting.
he's
Michael Pittman, everybody.
junior or Michael Pittman the second. Is that the same
Or
thing?
it's
Hard pass?
what?
Pass.
Hard pass on Michael Pittman Jr.
On to the next one. Who's the next one?
Next one, dude.
We're deep. We're like 12. We're like number 12
Ready?
of rookies for wide
Who
receivers.
do you
So
got?
these
Who's
are
your
not
rookie
going to be
receivers?
sexy
All right,
names
number. Who's your 13th best receiver off the top of your head? 13th
of
bro.
rookies.
Who's your favorite rookie receiver?
Go.
No, we talked about a bunch of guys though.
The wide receiver from Notre Dame.
Ooh,
Oh, we just talked
about him.
Yeah.
Late.
That's all right. Chase Claypool.
Yeah.
He's good though.
Yeah, we talked about him, but yeah, for sure.
This
Boner.
one of Mama Rabbit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're about to go.
Ribbit.
We're about to finish this up.
Oh,
That's a
a couple of
that's a frog.
Mexicans. A couple of Mexicans going to a tequila bar. It's actually Mama Rabbit.
It's Mama Frog, according to me.
Mama Frog. Rabbit in Spanish is frog.
All right, is there anybody else you want to talk on besides that?
Mama-
No, I mean,
Mama Frogs and Senior-
We can cut it there. We could do one more. I mean, we got
Senior
there's so
Rabbits.
many receivers, man. That
It's a deep wide receiver class.
it's a deep pool. It's a deep.
It's
deep
fucking
pool.
deep, bitch.
But just know that that's still second round talent, and hopefully we can be there to watch it live.
Yeah.
Just
We're
watching
gonna do
Senior
that.
Rabbits.
Perfect. It's right there.
Yeah.
We got to get some real interviews. We'll interview some of these guys.
Yeah, we're gonna interview. Oh yeah.
Yeah, what we'll
they
do
get
is we'll hide
drafted.
in the pond.
Well, no, it's what we do. No,
It's
we
all pop out of the right
dude,
moment.
we all have to wear suits. So like we're like we belong in the green room. That's what we do. We all wear fresh ass suits.
Oh, we should sneak in there. That'd be sick.
That's what I'm saying. We'll sneak in. We're like, listen, we have a cameraman. Would we be lying if we had a cameraman?
No, dude, we'll just use our phones. I know how to record audio. You just record audio on your phone. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be.
I get it, but a
sneaky.
cameraman's more official. Like if we have people following us around,
Oh,
they're like, we
oh.
work for fucking Bleacher Report.
AVG Network.
Yeah,
Shout out
I
to
love
Bleacher
that. I love
Report.
that.
AVG network.
Dude, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have.
AMG, yeah, whatever, bitch. Can we get in?
All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have Bleacher Report like fucking microphones with
Yes, the
and
BR
then,
thing,
and then,
exactly.
and then last second, right before we do the interview, we peel it off.
Hey,
to the
well, we
average
have to
bros.
print. We have to print. I know they're gonna ask for credentials, so we have to print fake credentials. Like a
Yeah,
fake,
let's commit some fraud, guys.
Yeah. Well, I guess not fraud. We're not hurting
Yeah.
nobody. We're not hurting nobody. We're just trying to get some words in.
Yeah, forgery.
Yeah,
Fuck
man, stop saying
yeah.
all that shit. We're not doing none of that.
Yeah. Allegedly. Okay.
Wait, let's not
We're not doing that.
do that.
We're no allegedly we're doing this.
We're gonna get the tickets legally.
Listen,
and we're
dude,
gonna-
I'm a lawyer and I'm saying allegedly we're doing this.
Okay. we're good then.
Allegedly.
That's true. We get the Bleacher Report. Like
That'd be sick, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be legit.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
How
Sounds
high are you?
good.
They have them at Caesars. Maybe they can steal them when they're
Hey, my last idea was putting the thing in the helmet and it worked. Where's the fucking helmet at?
These are
It's
facts.
right by
These are
Anthony's
facts.
feet. All right, let's
My feet are
end
up
it
there.
there, guys. Thank you for listening to the Average Bros Fantasy Football Podcast. NFL Combine, we covered the wide receivers. Like I said, thanks for listening. You made it this far. We appreciate you. Hope you had fun. I actually enjoyed this podcast a lot today.
Me too,
Yeah, I had a good time.
Come back, we'll finish the
all
top
those
25.
all those players with dreads.
All those players with dreads, Will Fuller, all that. Anyways, thanks for listening. Subscribe,
Parker.
like this video, share it with your grandma, share it with your mom, dude. Get her into fantasy football.
Check
I don't know
it
why I said
tomorrow.
females, but they're probably not playing. That's sexist, dude.
No,
What
I
the
know a lot of
fuck's wrong
females that
with
play
you, Mike?
fantasy football. Actually,
Yeah, actually we do, and we'll record a
should
Spanish
start
version
catering.
tomorrow.
Spanish version.
Check in with
Bro,
the-
yeah, honestly, we should do that.
Yeah.
We'll be translating this in Spanish for you futboleros.
Okay. Yes. Again, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Share it on Facebook. Do what you need to do.
Put us
Thanks
in
for
your top
listening.
8. Put us in your top 8.
Yeah, on MySpace.
yeah.
Thanks for listening. That is all we got. Goodbye.
What's up? Hey, you guys about to go to Mama Rabbit?
And Mama Frogs.
Just don't leave the wallets out anywhere.
Mama Frogs.
Don't take your wallet out of your pocket.